Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL Pro League. It is time to decide who our top 6 are going to be. 3 slots already locked in, 3 more to decide, and we could very well decide 2 of them with this match that we're going to be focusing on. It's going to be C9 taking on NRG to start things off, but we'll have a few more to take a look at as well. For instance, you can see on your screen now, Misfits versus the Immortals, back over to the C9 NRG game 2, and I think we're actually, are we live right now? I think we are actually.
Yes,
so it looks
I believe
like,
so.
Yeah, this looks like live, So yeah, into the match we will go, and like we said before, very important for both teams to be able to try and close out here to give them the best possible odds to make it through. In NA, things are very, very close between all of our teams, so some of this may end up coming down to tiebreakers. For a lot of these teams, just outright winning 1 or 2 maps may not even make it, 100% certain, so we're not going to focus too much on that until we know for certain what those results are. But getting into combat, Stewie first at the bat went very aggressively down and got himself over by the logs cubby, but didn't last very long. Great shot into nothing, too, from one of the members of NRG, way down range. Brings nothing to 4 HP, but NRG are going to be satisfied with the amount of aggression they just threw up there and are now backing up towards mid to check that out as well. Also still keeping 2 players right at the bottom of the T steps, but now that they are shifting the main group back over here towards the mid choke, they'll start to move in, take that Hall's control, and be ready to execute out on A, where it has turned itself into a 2-2 split. Shroud waiting from within side of the pit, moves in, gets a nice 1-tap on a Peter, but then is knocked out just seconds later by Breeze. Now Skadoodle has to hold on, gets himself a nice headshot, but again, only 1 for 1. And NRG definitely ends up with a better situation on this take here. As you'll remember, back over on that B site, nothing has already been dinked down to 4 HP. He's one-shottable if he gets himself too far into the open. And for Automatic, he's going to be at 100 HP, so he's going to have to do most of the dirty work here as they try to wrap back in. Nothing, trying to force his way up. Does get saved by the pole on the porch, so still alive for right now. And Automatic knows the location of this graveyard player now, hoping he peeks back out, but not going to find him yet. He will creep forward, trying to locate Daps, but doesn't get that kill, and now nothing, all alone and completely surrounded. Will get taken out by Daps, and that will give NRG control of the pistol.
Yeah, and during that B retake, Stewie's all the way pushed at logs. With nothing at the car, you expect them to actually, hold that and at least get 2 kills and keep somebody alive. But a lot of whiff shots, good opportunities for Cloud9 to, have an early round success. But instead, we see, almost a 5v3 because they dink nothing down to 4 HP.
And so, Skadoodle trying to push himself forward here too towards mid choke. Not going to be able to find much early on, as most of NRG have already bypassed the crossroads area, so not going to be finding much right there, but maybe able to get something in a second here. Skadoodle peeking out. I think he did actually spot Peter's backside for a second there, but didn't take the shot at it, so he's missed that opportunity. But again, another jump back. Still not catching much here, though, and I doubt he will actually get anything. Shroud also...
Surprised he's staying there when Boiler's wide open like that.
They're going to start looking towards it now, but he just lost Shroud on a re-peek, so he's going to have no choice but to fall back over to the site here and try to defend it with 2. They're even going to early rotate Automatic back over here too, just leaving Stewie to defend over to the B-bomb site, but NRG are already flushing their way back in. These are not going to be optimal positions for C9 to play off of, and great smokes from NRG too. I didn't even realize this. They completely restricted them. They're all stuck back behind this over on Rap side, so they have no real estate control on the A site whatsoever, and with just those pistols and the 1 scout, just should be relatively easy for NRG to hold off now.
Yeah, and I mean, Cloud9 on their Inferno on their CT side, A was rough against Liquid. There was multiple rounds where it ended in a 5v2
when they took
save. Just straight up took the site with 0 deaths. And Liquid, I know they ended up winning that game. I think it was like 16-11 at the end or something. But remember how many lag outs they had. Stan had connection issues. Elise was having connection issues. I think even Twist lagged out once. They had like 4 or 5 times that happened. They honestly should have won a lot easier.
Yeah, the first map on Train was just as dominant, too. And that one ended pretty much what we sort of expected for that. That was like 16-6 or 16-8 at the end of that map, I think.
So we'll see NRG ends up winning the eco, only losing 1, but Cloud9 does save 4 of those guns, or pistols. So Stewie's going to probably drop that pistol to Shroud and keep the MAC-10. It's still a dangerous round for NRG. Is there any scenario... So if NRG 2-0s Cloud9, is Cloud9 100% out?
I don't know that for sure. I don't want to say that it is for sure and then be wrong about it, more importantly. But I'm not 100% sure on it. I think that would put NRG in 100% of the way, but I think Cloud9 needs to win at least 1 to stay in contention. It's all very very up in the air, depending on like how everyone else does, since all these matches are being played at once. Well, Cloud9 going to try to push themselves out through mid here. Shroud actually hitting that first shot finally, and Automatic tries to make a move too. Gets a great dink on a Fugly, But Fugly still comes out on top, eliminates Automatic, evens it back out into another 4v4. But with all this damage done, now you're going to have to look towards primarily Daps and Breeze to lead the charge here, as Little Man and Fugly are pretty much dead on the ground. Only one more bullet will take either of them out, especially with Stewie still having that Mac 10 in hand too. That could be dangerous now with these low HP players alive and well. But NRG, same as last round, just cooling themselves off a little bit after the initial bit of combat. Now starting to fall back towards Crossroads. It is looking like they are going to throw a little bit of pressure towards B this time.
Did they switch spots and nothing is now playing B instead of Tim? Automatic?
I think so, yeah. I don't know if that's going to be something that happens in the gun round too, but
We'll see.
But NRG starting to push their way back in. Decent setup here for C9. Smoke in the way of nothing that was going to send him back. But they do have Stewie boosted up, I think, on top of that flower pot box. Yeah, he's a little bit far back on it, though, but this is good. You can still work at it with this range. The rest of the team, though, has switched up their hit and are working their way cleanly into the A-bomb site. And with Dabs picking up those nice 2 kills on the Mac 10, that should secure the round. Like I said, you still have Little Man and Fugly that are relatively low. So if this information was relayed properly and they actually realize this, they may still be able to make an attempt and go for this, considering that 2 out of 3 of those guys are on the site right now, and they still have to wait for that big rotate. But Daps, along with Little Man, going to be watching out for this push. Stewie with a nice kill at very long range. Keep in mind, of course, that he was already low, but Daps trades onto nothing. Now it's just Stewie left alive, hunting for kills. He gets it against Little Man, but not going to be able to do much else besides that from his current position. NRG are going to go up 3-0, but of course, taking heavy losses on these first few rounds will bring their money down by quite a bit.
But they still, you know, they're in a pretty good spot money-wise. I think they'll be able to buy the next round as well, even if they lose this round. So that's like the really important thing coming out of that pistol. If you win those anti-ecos, that's like when you know you have a successful anti-ecos. But then again, 5,400, 5,700, and with how passively they buy, they might have to be in a save. So Cloud9 though, just FAMAS on nothing. Looks like no Stewie and Automatic back at B.
Yeah, so they'll keep playing together for right now.
And last time they were playing against Liquid, I said I think it's a mistake, actually, to have them together. They're the most, you know, you have an in-game leader, and then Stewie's obviously very outspoken. Like, he's going to be able to call setups, tell people what to do and whatnot. And Skadoodle just immediately dying. Bad timing, pulls out smoke.
I think coming back in here as well, able to help out with this Shroud, but still, NRG is able to consistently trade it out enough to bring it back down to an even 2v2 as they trade things out over towards Porch. Now they can control the A-bomb site. Rotates are coming mainly from mid. A little bit hesitantly, though, but no reason why they wouldn't really go for this one unless they just don't want to try to push back into the A site.
No, they're going to go for it, but why do they want to play Porch every round?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Like, it's not... like, playing Porch and playing to hold it is like a 2-3 time a half thing. You know, max. You don't do it like this all the time.
Well, now we can see them starting to push back in over here towards Porch. Stewie stays alive, but great to the timing on this jump down. Gets tagged again, though. Daps finishes off, but that is enough to get Daps into the open, where Automatic picks up a free kill. Knows he has Peter in the pit. Peter trying to be smart and plays close to the wall, where he is able to hide a lot of his body off and finish off with the last shot on Automatic.
Yeah, great 2v2. Once you get that op in pit, very strong positioning. But why? Why do they want to play Porch every round? Versus Liquid, they played it like 15 rounds a half.
This is also not something necessarily new either, because even if we look back like a couple weeks ago, they were still playing a pretty normal setup on this site. Like, you'd have Skadoodle with the op playing over towards just Rap side and being a consistent force there. Now he's almost always over towards Porch side or in the site somewhere.
I mean, to be honest, that probably should have worked. He just had really bad timing. Like, he should always have his gun out in that scenario. But it's just like, nice shot by Stewie. They just always want to play Porch.
Moving himself back in, he's able to eliminate Breeze, catching him with a nade in hand, so gets away with that one for free. A lot more work to do, but he could find himself a second right here if he continues to take the duel versus PTR. Not going to find it right now. Now PTR ready to take that duel, but a moment of a relapse for him as he does fall back and lets Stewie try to re-peek this, but Stewie obviously having to play this very cautiously himself. No armor, only that deagle, the rest of his teammates having very similar buys. Doesn't want to throw his life away for nothing, especially if he can't at least tag his opponent before going down, even though he has picked up that first kill. He'll want to try to get 2 or 3 before getting knocked back out, and now Automatic is going to take his place. Stewie going further back to the wall. Daps is able to hold back on it, eliminate Stewie. Knows Automatic's going to be there and is prepared when he peeks, but Automatic! 3 kills back to back to back! Completely destroying the B hit, and now the bomb's going down onto the ground as well. Fugly last alive, but not going to be able to hold on to it. Cloud9 will pick up their first round on basically a full save with a few armor bites behind their pistols.
Just insane pistol work by Automatic. Stewie gets the entry. Automatic just close range P250. All the headshots. wins a much-needed round for Cloud9. You're forcing them basically on an eco, or I mean a force buy, excuse me. 2 AKs, an ump, a couple pistols. That was a gigantic swing around.
Skadoodle gonna get hit.
Nade.
Nice timing on the nade. Molly's gonna send him back out too. Oh, get blocked by a teammate. So already a little bit of confusion in the Cloud9 camp. They do have plenty of time to reposition themselves, however, before we actually start to see NRG push back in. And you can see the immediate effects of that loss too, because of how well Cloud9 did on their ecos back on the beginning of the map. They do have NRG down on the just upgraded pistols for some of their players that they had to force into this run with already. This is only after dropping just the 1 round.
Playing Porch again? If I'm NRG, I just smoke off left mid and I fight middle every single round. Like, I'm completely fine fighting Porch like 4v2 every round.
It looks like they may go for it again here too. A lot of pressure back in mid. They pulled the players off of Banana that they had there earlier on. So they're getting ready. Obviously right now just like wasting time and whatnot, trying to run the clock down a little bit. But it is looking like they're going to try to aggress into mid. And there's the smoke on the left side. So Fugly first up. Cloud9 have moved back, though. They are playing into the site now, so they've managed to avoid this one, and now just trying to delay. They do read into this one pretty well, too. Molly going back down to the ground. That's going to force the T's to go in the other direction, over towards Rap side instead. And now it's all going to be able to actually holding it off here. As smokes do start to deploy over on the arch side of the site, but deployment is going to split itself a little bit. Skadoodle hits that first shot, though. There's the bomb. Now they can completely move the V players over to this site, and they're well on their way, but they're going to be delayed by a little bit of smoke power. Breeze hits the first entry finally, but Stewie and Skadoodle shutting this down by themselves. And Shroud moves in to pick up 1 kill at the end there, too. Great shots from Skadoodle, and Cloud9 do keep it consistent, picking up a 2nd round, and now already forcing NRG on what will probably be a save here.
Perfect hold by Skadoodle. Gets early pick, goes back to site, relays that information to his teammate, ends up getting 2 more. Gets a porch kill, then swings back, gets the arch kill. On the last one, of course, just completely hides and lets his teammate get that kill, so they don't even lose the op or anything.
So off of this, it's looking like just a big push through alt mid for most of NRG's roster here in the 7th round, as they'll try their best to make an effect here. But with this sort of gun power, it is going to be extremely tough to make that happen. And Cloud9 will be looking in a good position to try and get themselves a 3rd and bring this very close to a tie game. Still focusing on that porch setup though for Cloud9, but now it seems to be only at the beginning of the round. Already moving that group of 3 back over to within the site. And they're going to stack into something much more normal. Shroud heading to the pit. Skadoodle watching the Rap side over here closer to like Moto. And then nothing playing from within the site itself. And aggression is continuing to be the name of the game here for the B players on Cloud9 as well. Very aggressive push, out, down, Banana. Automatic already holding the initial right side cubby. And then Stewie spotting for him and watching for pressure from a little bit further back behind the half wall. NRG now with time getting a little bit low. Are going to have to move in to make a move, but that's not going to be the best way to start it. Stewie is ready to take these tools. Automatic with a big spray, but he only gets 1 kill. Thankfully, Stewie's here, and he's going to be able to move in to support his teammate, keeping him alive. And that'll be only 1 damage done by NRG in that entire round.
And they will get a full buy here, so Cloud9, the op on Skadoodle, they get a couple AKs. After that round they won where they were just half bought with pistols, I mean, their economy's looking great. 3 to 4. They can definitely win this half pretty big from this point.
NRG just once again splitting their players back up. Mollies do start to work their way in along with HE grenades. A little bit gets hit by that pretty heavily, but still, Stewie thinks he's safe in that position. Big mistake, but Automatic is able to trade off 1 kill into Breeze, who also attempts to push his way out through Banana here. Now we can see the rest of the guys from NRG starting to push their way into the site. As you mentioned, no rotate coming over towards this site just yet, so Automatic's alone, and the first volley of bullets does not go very well for him, so he doesn't get any additional kills from within the site. Little Man knocks him out. Now these rotating players are going to be completely smoked back off. Skadoodle caught into a bad spot too, but thankfully for him, doesn't take a whole lot of damage. Little Man's a little bit worried about self-preservation there, so he doesn't peek fully into it. He's not actually ready to take that duel. They're going to have a little bit of a pinch coming back in for Banana, but Daps ready to take this duel, lines it up, eliminates nothing. Now they're down to 2. Shroud, he's already moved into Garden, ready to push forward, and Skadoodle at CT, but I think they're backing out, giving up on this one, and they're going to let NRG pick up a 5th, just trying to maybe find a few exits from CT, but that would be their best bet.
Yeah, just a complete B rush, and for whatever reason, whether Automatic's saying not to rotate, whether he's saying like just stay there and he thinks it's a fake, or the Cloud9 players today are just anticipating some type of a fake. I don't know why there would be no rotate, but I mean, that hit took like 20 seconds from the time they saw him there, and Automatic was still just alone, all alone in the site. Not sure why Lil Man went to construction there, by the way. Ska should have easily killed him. That made no sense either. Because like the rotate was so delayed, they should have expected 3 people to be there by they hit the site, and then he's still just running into construction where any reasonable rotate, he would have just died for free, you know?
He would just got to instantly headshot as soon as he walked in that room. Someone would have posted up. Skadoodle aiming a little bit too low there. Not going to be able to hit the initial headshot on the players pushing their way back out in towards mid. No smoke covering it initially either, but that's changed up now. Nothing. Great position in Boiler. Fugly just going out on his lonesome there. Gives himself away to nothing. And that'll be early 5v4 advantage to Cloud9. Oh, Stewie almost getting traded back though. As the random spray works its way in from Little Man there onto the top position. Knocks off a little under half of his HP. Now we've got a little bit more Hall's control starting to work its way in, specifically for Daps. His way up and starting to investigate things further out onto the site, but definitely not going to see a commitment from him for at least another 10 to 15 seconds or so while we are waiting for the rest of NRG to get in position. Now they've got this great cross spray though, and along with the Molotov, it's going to make it very, very difficult to actually get through this point on the map unless they get that Boiler support moving in, though Automatic, it's aggressive, peeks into that, and that'll give himself away to Peter, but they've got a response smoke to push back in. For some reason, Daps still pushes back out of Boiler though, and that's an easy pickup for Shroud as he's completely isolated from his other 2 teammates, so down will go Daps there. Peter and Breeze, very low HP, only 30 seconds left to actually get this onto a site. We'll see what they'll attempt to do. There's really not a whole lot of options for them that would lead to massive success. And yeah, they're backing up through alt mid, so they are going to save those AKs and let Cloud9 trade out the round and pick up a 4th for themselves. Assuming both stay alive, should have enough money to buy more than likely into the next round, as both Breeze and Peter, depending on if they want to buy utility or not, should be able to drop guns. And that should make up for Fugly and Daps' lower money.
Yeah, they're fine on money. They'll have a pretty decent buy. 4 AKs. You know, Daps probably has to have an ump or something like that. I do like the adjustment that Cloud9's making from the night before, where like Scott is opting mid every round, and he's making them like there's no way they could just dry peek mid. They did win 1 round doing it, but it was because of bad timing, right? Like it's not normally gonna happen. Normally Scott's just gonna kill PTR when he walks up mid with an off like that. So I do like that because if you remember last time they were playing Liquid, it would be nothing in Shroud there, and then Scott would be opping Halls, and it just made no sense.
Well, we've got NRG once again posting up for a little bit of pressure towards Banana, but they're not going to be able to successfully push into it due to the deep smoke that they once again deployed and now redeployed for a second time. Cloud9, this is the one thing that they are really good at, is inhibiting all of that B pressure from actually making its way into even the the opening area. That Skadoodle's now going to be ready to take this duel. And this is a bit of a change up too. Instead of usually leaving Stewie here, they're not going to just post Skadoodle up upon it and rotate the other 4 over to the site. Skadoodle though hits that first shot beautifully, and will have plenty of time to fall back and get into a safe position on the site. That'll send NRG the complete opposite direction, because there's no way they're going to make up for that loss and still make it onto that site with enough players to hold it in a post plant. But now the others trying to push their way back in. Automatic hiding inside of Cubby gets a little bit of damage on the players beyond the smoke, but isn't able to fully lock on to one of the positions here. Now Daps tries to push in, looking for the pickup, and he finds it as well. Bit lucky on the positioning, but it works out for him as he does catch Automatic looking the other way. Now Little Man finding another entry, but Shroud busting himself forward is able to pick up Fugly and Little Man before he goes down to PTR. That brings it into a 2v2. We do have to see a rotate from Skaz. He's still way back in the B-bomb site, but he'll be here in about 5 seconds or so, and that should leave with enough time to go for the retake. Smoked out over here at Moto though. Stewie does not have the cleanest way back in on Rap side, so he may want to consider working together with Skadoodle and working himself over towards Porch. With all this time left, he could also just wait out the smoke, giving him a cleaner path into the site, and with both of them having flashbangs too, they can try to preemptively try and blind out the T's, stopping them from picking up kills. And while Daps just goes into the open there, giving himself up to Skadoodle, and now it's at the Peter, who's now in the A site emo position. They don't check for it initially, but he doesn't actually get that first kill, gets the second player, and follows it through as PTR gets the 1v2 clutch, and that allows NRG to hold on to their lead.
Yeah, you've Daps peeking with the ump there. Definitely not something you want to do, but PTR wins a nice 1v2. Scott thought he cleared him, but he turned away. Afterwards, didn't see his armor, or just didn't clear the corner deep enough. And now we have this back-to-back game. This should be a big round. Let's see how much money Cloud9 has. I know NRG should be bought out here, so both teams are bought out. And Nice pick by BTR. Ska going down early, going for that mid pick.
NRG also counteracting the B pressure early on here with one of their own smokes up to the half wall. Oh, and the smoke in mid is imperfect, so it does allow PTR. I'm not sure if T's or CT's through that smoke, but it will lead to another death of a member of C9. Now nothing getting picked off, almost in the exact same position where Skadoodle fell just a few seconds ago. We'll see a boost up from Stewie onto the half wall. They just did this in the last round, though, with Ska, so they may expect it. You can see Breezy hugging the wall. Shroud has found a trade, but Fugly trades it right back. Stewie, great positioning though. Walks himself into the headshot against Breeze, but they got a lot of makeup work to do, and Stewie's going to start us off brilliantly. He drops the bomb. It's going to be isolated back over there in mid, and he even mollies it off to disallow Little Man of just running right back in. Definitely wasn't expecting Little Man to peek into that, but...
Wow.
Yeah, Little Man doesn't even get the bomb from that play either. Just loses about 1/3 of his HP. And while Fugly trades out one more player, bringing it down to a 1v1, Stewie still comes out on top and basically single-handedly saves that round for Cloud9.
Yeah, what is NRG doing? I mean, it's... You get 2 early kills at A. Breeze is still challenging B. He hears Stewie drop off the half wall. Still doesn't even expect it at all for some reason. PTR losing the bomb in middle like that. Low Man running through the smoke and a Molotov to try to fight. That round made no sense from NRG.
I guess he just wanted to try and dart through it to get the bomb back and then go back around ref side.
Like, even though the bomb's down there, you're not in like a bad spot. Like, it's a 2v2, you know where the bomb is, you know where one of them is. I mean, you could easily win that round. They even picked up a smoke. They could just smoke off mid and grabbed it.
That was the next question I was going to ask. I didn't pay attention to see if they had smokes or not.
Yeah, Lil Man picked one up.
Was that before or after he went like through with that play though?
No, it was after he went through it. And then when he came back, he had a smoke. Well, I don't know if he went through and got the smoke through the molly. I don't know. But he had a smoke.
He may have just not even realized it though in like the heat of the moment.
Just so poorly played from NRG, though.
Well, now on to this bit of an odd buy for NRG. We are going to see their players grouping together 4 of their own guys up banana, getting ready to push past the half wall. There's actually no resistance here from C9.
If they've done their homework, they should know that C9 boosts somebody here. Every single pass at Behold. Almost every single one.
So Automatic's going to be up on top. Flash goes into him. They check for it, but it's not the best check. Automatic, though, is only able to get 1 kill, and the same is said for Stewie. Now they're onto the site with Little Man picking up the first kill. Bomb goes down. They've guaranteed plant money for them, and one of their pistol players has picked up an M4 to play with, so they've got full gun power going into this post plant, but they're still outnumbered, and they don't have a whole lot of utility to actually hold this back off, so this is going to come on their ability to win out 1v1s alone. That was their last bit of utility, but it's a good one. Goes back in completely blind. Skadoodle, there's nothing he can do to respond to that. They re-peek into it again. They'll lose one of their own men in the process, and his Automatic picks up Little Man. Fugly has to run as he's out of ammo, but he can't get out of there quickly enough. And with that, Cloud9 should be able to defuse this bomb and pick up a 6th round.
That they do. NRG, that was a good, strat by them to actually almost win that round. To, peak spawn when they did. But at the end of the day, Cloud9 responds appropriately, gets it down to a 2v1, and before Fugly can run away, gets shot in the back. So we got 3 umps, an M4, and an op on C9. NRG on a... Well, they don't know if they're really saving or half buying or what they're doing. So Daps and Lil Man get a little bit of utility and armor. Rest just on pistols. But look how much Daps pot out for.
Such a huge... Yeah, there's a huge, range in the amount of money that each of them have, so it's going to be really weird going into the next round. They might just have to double save it because of that. But nothing, waiting at the edge of the smoke, can see little bits of these players peeking out. Still only gets 1 kill though, goes 1 for 1. Shroud's going to rotate back very quickly and lines up 3 in a row. Nicely done on controlling the UMP spray, and then Skadoodle picks up 1 more at the very end there to close it out really quickly for C9, putting it up to 7-6.
Yeah, just running through Hall smoke. I mean, nothing probably should have aced them there. He's saying if I could just have that round over again, I would have had a 4K for sure.
Well, we are going to be on a little bit of a pause here, so while we are in that, we're going to send it over to our analysts who have an update on one of our other matches.
Yeah, looking around the scene right now, we've got Complexity and Optic Gaming sitting at an 8-3 scoreline. Complexity coming out a little bit strong here on their T side and able to grab a considerable amount of more rounds than I think we had forecasted.
Definitely so. Strong start for Complexity again. We talked about how their T-sides have improved ever since Slemmy came into that lineup, and this is troublesome for Optic, who needs to win out to have a shot at making it to Dallas.
Yeah, definitely a good play coming out there by Complexity, and Optic going to find themselves in a really bad situation if they aren't able to pull off these Ws.
Definitely true, and well, they still have some time to right the wrongs, but as is right now, Complexity in the lead.
Well, it looks like Cloud9 NRG is ready to get back underway, so we're going to toss it right back over to Blue.
For the update, gentlemen, and going back into it here now. We are still in that pause here between C9 and NRG, so should be getting it unpaused in just a second, though, as their time should be running relatively low. But Cloud9 are back. They've now taken the lead, and going into these last few rounds of the half, it's now NRG that have to try and recover and still make it out with a decent scoreline in the half.
Yeah, especially because we know how good C9's T side usually is on this map. So NRG is not in the best of positions, in large part because they did lose that round to Automatic when he had that 3K P250 round.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Well, for NRG, they do manage to get themselves that bye. Like we were mentioning before, though, because of how different the money amounts were left over at the end of the 13th round, the bye is going to be a little bit weird this time. Obviously, everybody just buys out entirely, but you can see there's big differences. Some players really don't get any utility at all. Other players have downgraded to a UMP. Peter gets his op and everything, so he's got that going for him. It's not a bad buy by any means. They are just going to be limited, essentially.
I mean, I don't mind when you have somebody like have an AK armor or something like that, as Cloud9 is pushing B very heavily.
These mollies are going to suck for NRG here.
Everywhere, and they just get destroyed by that delayed triple B push of C9. But I don't understand why you just get like a Tech 9 armor. Like, I think it's a lot better to just drop an AK and have somebody armor up and everybody else have like
just get a raid boss,
a couple of deagles, and you could just work for picks, and that AKer might be able to possibly win the round. It's a lot more difficult to win the round when you have like a Tech 9 armor on like two guys and everybody else is saving than it is if you have somebody with a couple deagles, a couple P250s, and an AK armor. It's way better to have that.
So leaving this into a 3v5 now after NRG get completely decimated back on Banana. And also not only this too, but we've already seen the full rotate from C9. They've got 4 players ready to defend the A site. So beautifully kind of reading into this round, looking a lot more solid here in the later portions of the half. PTR is going to try to make a move, but the problem is he's not expecting that 4th player. So I highly doubt he's going to check Cubby for Automatic. If he goes any more forward, it's going to be free kill for Automatic. He'll be able to shut that one down. But he actually does give up on the last second. Thing is, though, is that Automatic's still ready to push back out. Molly's covering up the porch push, and there you go. Quick shutdown. Very well played from Cloud9 there.
Yeah, perfect timing from Automatic. Just leaving 0 to chance. Waits until he runs away, gets the free kill. And 8-6. No, I mean, with how good the ump is, like, I don't mind it at all. I think it's completely fine to do things like that. I just think you should just, do like an AK armor instead of these, P250 armors or Tech 9 armors. It's so much more difficult to win the round in that scenario, or just do economic damage. It's a lot easier to have an AK and just be like, yeah, I'm just going to walk up mid after the smokes and maybe make it 4v5 than it is to have a Tech 9 armor where you have to just gamble and like jump into somebody's face.
So now we are going to see NRG trying to rush their way through mid-choke. They've already lost the bomb. 3, now 4 kills. Great control from nothing. Shroud getting a piece of the action too. And, well, just like that, it's down to Fugly, who's now awkwardly kind of shuffling through the halls, trying to figure out exactly what he can do in this situation. Not much. Basically just going to try to take this as slow as possible. Still is a minute 15. NRG took that pretty directly on that round, so going to leave him with a lot of excess time to attempt to clutch this, but more than likely we are going to end up with a 9-6 scoreline for Cloud9. But it won't count Fugly out just yet. We'll see what he has to offer us. Obviously, in holding these halls, he's hoping now that someone from C9 gets a tad aggressive and he can punish that. But no one's biting on that. In fact, he almost got wall-banged a little bit there. They tried to spray into it a few seconds ago. So he's finally going to make an effort to push forward. He should have been able to hear the shot to the right side. Spotted by Shroud. That was the easy kill. Well, at least one more to go, and then he does have mid-choke point control, but he's getting pushed in and pinched now. One more for him, though. He's picked up the second. That was the kill he was looking for a few seconds ago. He's even expecting to find one out here in mid, and he does get him, too. That's Stewie going down. Problem is, now he's at 3 HP. He still needs to go back in and get the bomb. He just got smoked off at choke point. So this is definitely a valiant attempt, but still looking rather bleak for him Does push back in. Finally going to be shut down by the upper. And so with that said, Cloud9 will take control of things here. That'll close out the half. And once again, like we were saying before, we've got plenty of other matches with playoff contentions going on. So I believe we are going to bring the analysts into the conversation now and see what they've been looking at while this game has been going on. Guys, you there?
Well, on the other side of things, yeah, definitely some interesting stuff going on around the board. What have you noticed, Vendetta?
Well, I mean, obviously my focus has been on that Immortals Misfits game, and honestly, after a great start from Immortals going up 4-1, Misfits came clawing back. They just know what's on the line right here, and Amanek, one of the newcomers for that Misfits squad, has really been stepping it up, going hard, and securing quite a few rounds really for Misfits. At the half, it's currently 8-7 in favor of Immortals, and that's with winning the pistols though. So still a lot of fighting chances here for Misfits to potentially claw out a map victory.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool to see them put Immortals to the test. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be jumping right back into the action. Don't go anywhere.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Legion Lenovo, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
Welcome back once again here, folks. We are in the midst of our first map here of the evening, at least on our focal match, which is going to be Cloud9 taking on NRG. Playoff contentions for both teams are on the line, but we have plenty of other matches going on as well. So you're definitely going to want to be staying up to date on how those are going, and we have our analysts to update those or update you on those as the match progresses. No more updates for right now. As you saw, you just got updates on both of our other big matches that have those playoff contentions.
How many times are you going to say updates, Blue?
I don't know.
Update me on how many times you can say updates.
I think I did say it like 7 or 8 times in that sentence. Do this on the fly. So there you go. But anyway, NRG versus Cloud9, going back into it. Cloud9 comes back towards the end of the half, and they end up with a pretty decent 9-6 scoreline on their CT side. Yeah,
I mean, and a lot of it stems from that pistol round by Automatic. Not the pistol round, but the round that he had, the P250 armor, just at that half wall. We've seen Cloud9 make so many plays from there, whether it's him or Stewie. Stewie with the Mag 7 at times. Remember that one round he had the Mag 7? He just kept peeking every time they had nades out.
Yeah.
Ended up with like a 4K or something. But yeah, so they get that round, just ruins NRG's economy. They get a good comeback from it, and then from then on, NRG just not the best team when they don't have full nades, when they don't have full utility, when PTR doesn't have an op, and they don't really have like all the necessary ingredients to have a successful round. They're not very good at scrapping together buys and winning these gritty rounds where they have a couple umps and a couple AKs and a Tech 9 or something like that.
So let's get into it now. Cloud9's T side, they already hold the advantage, and this is the stronger side for them, especially against Liquid last night. Granted, with a few caveats of all the disconnects we were seeing from Liquid, but still, Cloud9 going to push themselves forward very quickly. Stewie not checking the sandbags, and here doesn't have to reveal himself either. Initially, it's Little Man that moves in, picking up that first kill on Stewie. He has fired off a shot now, so they may realize he's here, but it doesn't matter, as they completely kill that push. Automatic and Stewie, 2 biggest fraggers for the team, dead on the ground, and Skadoodle losing half of his HP as well. Certainly not going to help their case. They do try to swing it back in the other direction. They're going to swing over towards A. However, there's 2 players waiting in the site. They'll have Daps on rotate in just a few seconds. In close proximity, Fugly, though, misses that jump. He's going to spot a few more, trying to push back up. But Breeze holding in a safe corner, picks himself up 1. Fugly with a 2nd, and Breeze with a 3rd. There we go. It's a swift cleanup and a nearly flawless pistol round from NRG to start their own comeback and try to take the lead for a 2nd time.
Yeah, so winning both pistols for NRG gives them a little bit of a boost. not even having one casualty either. So nobody on Cloud9 is going to be able to get Deagle Head Armor. Nobody's going to be able to get a Scout if they want, although I don't think the T-side Scout is very good on Inferno. Definitely not
your optimal choice.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think a Deag's a lot better. Just too many close range battle droids aren't that far range or anything.
Get someone picking mid or something like that, maybe use it, but...
Is there any other map that's more close range than Inferno, actually?
No, I don't think so. I mean, parts of Nuke, but...
I mean, yeah, ops are very viable on Nuke, though, still. It's pretty far away at times. Like outside yard, deep into ramp.
Yeah, well, outside kind of kills all the close range stuff, but like most of downstage the site's pretty good. Nice lineup from Breeze. Pop Flash itself kills Shroud and nothing. They get the bomb too, so that should pretty much kill this round. We'll see if they can make any effort at this one. Dinking one player and almost catching Breeze switching guns, but he still holds on and ends up with a very clean 4K.
See, that was actually a good Pop Flash, bro.
Yeah.
I know in your D- games, you're always like, oh,
C-.
I got
C-.
Yeah, the C-. I got a Pop Flash for you. I got a Pop Flash for you. It just like flies in the air for 8 seconds in front of them. It's like the easiest thing to turn from.
You don't even get Pop Flashes at that rank.
No, that's the thing though. Nobody says I'm gonna flash you. It's always a Pop Flash. They always act like it's gonna be a great flash. And majority of the time, it is not a good flash.
Most of the time, they just don't tell you and then end up flashing you because you're about to peek it or something, and the timing's just awful.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, this time NRG got aggressive on C9's trash round, and they've already picked up that first kill onto Shroud. Everyone else stuck at crossroads here, and they're pretty much just going to get mowed down. They may get one player, primarily Fugly, yeah, because he was pretty upfront with that fight. But still, Peter trades it out a second later, and NRG do claim the 9-9 scoreline. I think they only lost one player in those first 3 rounds.
Getting up on a PTR, the 4 ump, 1 op setup. Let's see it.
No.
They're messing up. They are messing up. No, that's like one of the best buys, I'm telling you. Full utility, you allow that upper so much time to make it 4v5 with full utility, and then you still got umps.
Well, they do end up going for the M4 buy, but look at how aggressive they're still going to be on the gun round, too. I think molly damage being done earlier on. We have this flank coming in from Stewie, though, against Breeze. Actually, no, Stewie's holding back over there. It's going to be nothing that's flanking over here at alt mid, and they have Shroud, I think, in this position, too, over towards Steps. So they're both going to try to push themselves forward, just get onto the A site. Little Man's ready for this one, though, holding close up to the banisters here. They don't even suspect it. 1 for free. Runs out of ammo, though, and going for that spray, so he's traded back out, but Fugly's here in library. The M4 does work out after all. It's that extra range is going to help him take down nothing. And now it's just automatic, trying to clutch out a 1v2. Certainly possible, though. Peter at 12 HP, Fugly at 59. Not the best overall health pulls, and it's even better sneaking up here. I don't think Peter's going to be expecting to find him there. He does do a little bit more damage to automatic, so now it is going to be a little bit more in the favor of Fugly, at least in terms of the health pulls. But positionally, this is still a bit of a rough fight for both teams. They just basically have to take a guess at where the other one's going to go. And automatic's going to try to throw a fake over towards B with a smoke. Don't think he hears it, so there's no reason it's going to throw him over in that direction.
He heard it. He just...
Did he hear it?
Yeah, he's just not biting on it.
So Fugly now in the corner. As long as he stays here and watches for it, it's going to be an easy kill into automatic. So very well played for Fugly.
Huge round, man. That's 4 umps that they had and an M4. They still win that round. Now Cloud9's going to be forced to pistol armor.
Look how much money they have.
Oh, yeah, just a ton of money.
A lot of it's going to go down, obviously, on these rebuys, but still.
Yeah. I mean,
at best, they have like 7K on 4 rounds in.
Yeah, but, you know, if they can win this round clean, I mean, it's this round's really important. If they can win it clean, they're going to be in such good shape.
So now for NRG, trying to hold out in a clean fashion here. Great nades again. It's been really good nades from both sides so far in this match, and that one just hits Shroud almost dead on, knocking him off just under 2/3 of his health pool. A little bit of damage coming back from players in the halls, but it's not any significant amount, only 20 working its way off of Breeze. And for the rest of C9, you can see they're all stacked up inside of the halls right now. Probably just going to try to make just a straight up play for the A site, with 3 more trying to work their way out through mid-choke. But they're already trying to work their way out through balcony. Good flash from the player in pit, but not seeing much effect on the follow-up here. As Breeze still able to hold on. Stewie does get himself a good shot. He's looking for more, though, and he can't get it done, as that will be the only kill they claim here, and their money now goes soaring as they enter the next gun round.
Nice passive setup from NRG. They don't... See, Shroud went out halls, and he jumped to porch, and a lot of the time you're able to flank somebody if they are playing porch there. Happens to Cloud9 a lot, but you know, nobody was playing Porch, so he basically jumps into Porch to meet up with his teammates that are taking Porch. You know, it's one of those, it's a gamble, and it doesn't pay out for him at all. And now NRG, let's see how much money they have now real quick. Yeah, see, this is where you see the bonus of just keeping those umps and end up winning that round.
While Cloud9 keeping it passive for themselves at the beginning of the 6th round here. Just going to be splitting their players up across the map. I think they've got Stewie messing around with Banana a little bit. He will find it open. There's not any aggression from NRG working its way out towards the old car spot or anything like that. Peter's trying to check in towards the halls a little bit, but not too aggressively. You know, just a little bit of a peek inside and then taking one shot. He's already backed up towards the site. And that's the same story for essentially everyone else playing over to this part of the map. Little Man watching Rapside, still with a UMP from like 3 or 4 rounds ago as well, that he's carried that all this time, I think. And for the rest of the team, stacked over towards B, waiting in that site, and that is more than likely where Cloud9 are going to send their efforts towards. They've got 3 posted up by the car spot, still keeping a few in halls to keep the illusion alive and hopefully keep those 3 players at A, so they can make this just essentially a 3v2 on the B site. But we'll find out in a second as, again, they're still shifting around there, and they've got a few more seconds to kind of change up their judgment if they wanted to, but now everybody grouping up. Going to be entering the site as soon as they have nades prepped, and here we go. And then we'll go with smokes covering off basically the entire site. The cross up towards Grill is clear, and that is going to give them a lot of clearance to get up onto the site and challenge Daps and Fugly directly. Fugly, a nice lineup, but he can only get one. Daps with the second, but now the volley's going to burn him out. Goes through the bigger half of the Molotov instead of trying to go the short way. And that leads to his elimination. Still 3v2. Peter hitting one player through the crypts now, but Little Man Breezy and Breezy again pick up those final 3 kills in a clean fashion. And NRG do get to push through 12-9.
Yeah, and NRG, they retake mid at about 40-ish seconds, and that's when the B hit happens. So they retake mid, they see flashes and smoke coming towards B. It's just like a full rotate. They rotated there so fast towards Banana that even though each of the players of NRG just went 1 for 1, the rotate was there fast enough to just win that round because you capitalize off that player planting. You know it's a 3v2 in that sense, so they go in at that time.
Well, we do have another update from our analysts on the Complexity Optic game. Let's hear from them on how things are going.
Yeah, absolutely a matchup going on over here that no one could have seen coming. Complexity sitting at 14, Optic Gaming 6, and right now there's nothing short of good work being put down by Complexity.
Yeah, Complexity really coming in hot here to end the season and putting it to Optic, you know, threatening their playoff hopes. And over in the Immortals versus Misfits game, there's currently a 12-7 lead for Immortals after picking up the second half pistol as well. So, you know, a lot of playoff hopes seemingly in danger as it is right now.
Yep, it's getting weird all around the league. But to keep it even weirder than that, we're going to throw it over to Blue, who is waiting back by commentary desk.
Oh, thank you, I would say, guys, as we are jumping back into the match now. Complexity realize there's fun to be had in ruining people's dreams, and that's what they're trying to do there against Optic.
You can't make playoffs, you got to ruin others' chances to make playoffs.
So we can see as we get into the next corner, look at how aggressive NRG are still trying to be here. This time it's not going to pan out, at least at the start, as well as they would have liked, but Little Man trading those 2 kills back. Daps trying to put it into a full advantage for his team, but it's actually Fugly that makes that job happen. Trade it back out again. Peter finding another kill, just leaves nothing alive, but he's got a clean path to B. He's going to get that plant. No way they're stopping that. As Peter is trying to race himself over to the site to try and stop this. And actually, look, he's going to get aggressive. Peter has himself the pistol, but trades over to the op and almost is able to recover in time, but nothing. Picks up that kill, and now he's racing to A, hoping that Daps is chasing him over on Banana. Only for a second, though. He does change his mind, and he's looking back towards the B site, but this is giving a lot of time for Daps to close that gap. Try to push on nothing and close out on this round, still in the favor of NRG. Maybe not in the cleanest fashion that they would have liked. With all the money they have, that's not a big worry too much anymore here. He does miss the opportunity to get the free kill on nothing, and this is all going to depend on if nothing checks his backside, which he won't. So Daps walks right up, gets the kill for free, and NRG now just 3 rounds away from taking this first map.
Wow. NRG is playing like they just have nothing to lose, and it is destroying C9. I mean, 2 mid pushes on the CT side. 2 1v1s where they just play it great. Fugly and Daps, you know, both just being in very unexpected spots, outplaying the C9 players, and now C9 just on another, you know, kind of a force buy. If they lose this round, I'm sure Sistu would probably just have like a following round, but he already goes down to 33 HP. That's all he's got.
I wouldn't be surprised if he tosses the AK right to someone else now. I'll just trade it out.
I would be.
Would you really?
Yeah, I think he's just gonna fight.
Oh yeah. I mean,
maybe he does now.
And now he's going to fall back into regroup with everyone else.
This is hard-earned money, man.
I guess.
Bernie Sanders might want you to toss that AK.
All right. Well, moving forward into the next fight here is Cloud9 are probably going to prop up to execute onto A with the best of their own ability. Little bit getting a good spray, but he's blind now. Only 5 bullets left. We do see the peek come out from Breeze and Daps as soon as he's dead, though. And Skadoodle trying to flank back in. Gets one. Daps is dancing around the Jesus pole, though, and that keeps him alive long enough to finish off Skadoodle with the USP. And once again, close out in a clean fashion for NRG as they have, I think, 3 or 4 players now. It's going to be a little bit less than that after they rebuy, but they've got 2 players at least over 10K after they have fully invested into this round.
Yeah, I mean, the ball's in NRG's court. If you're PTR, you're saying, hey, if I just make this 4v5 1 or 2 times, we probably just win this game, right? Stewie just gets AK half armor. Again, contesting B, sitting at the logs. Stewie spamming away, or PTR spamming away, excuse me.
It's looking like he hit one of those shots too, but it was probably further back behind another wall, so won't be connecting this time.
We're sending a 3rd player towards B, so I'm assuming it's going to be some type of a B control, like a mid-round B control, but now he's coming back. So NRG, they have no like sight of orange side now. They have no sign of middle, so they're really in the dark to where Cloud9 players are at the moment.
Yeah, this Cloud9 have actually already taken a bit of a dangerous amount of mid control here. They've already pushed up for it, gotten it for free. They still hold their 2 players up towards the car spot, though, so they have the ability to pressure in towards B and try to throw a fake there, too. They could also just pinch this if they want to. Because of how cleanly they got mid control, they've got that out. They just were detected over here now, though, so they may not be able to go for that. At least not in an ideal fashion anymore. But we'll see. Stewie's still up here at the T-cubby. He's got himself positioning there to try and push into the site if he'd like to. And nothing pushing forward here. They've smoked out pretty much everything leading up to the site. Library and the actual passageway there past Moto. So the option is still there to try and do that pinch, and we haven't really seen anything like that yet from C9, so that may come as a surprise to NRG. Stewie testing the waters as he moves his way in, not going to spot anything on the site. And Smoke is blocking off access to CT right now, so he's going to walk right up. I don't think he has anyway. He's seen the player back over here by Crips, but he got so far up for free that he just gets an easy close range battle against PTR. A few more to go as these guys are all so intertwined right now, but they get control of the B site. With 10 seconds left, they are going to be able to put that bomb onto the ground. Shroud picking up another kill. Fugly tries to take a battle, but it does not go well. And I believe with this, it is going to pretty much secure the round for C9. Breeze and Daps, well, they do have massive amounts of cash. Really don't have any capability to challenge this now, and they are going to go down, giving Cloud9 finally their first round on the T side.
Yeah, they win that round extremely clean. All 5 alive. Skadoodle's going to keep his off. And NRG, they get another nice full buy, but no money anymore. So it's Cloud9's opportunity to get some easier rounds here. Stewie just huge balls. 14-9. Just walk through B like that. That's pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, and thankfully for him it works out, as that could have been could have sealed the deal for NRG if it went badly. Peter back to hitting his initial shots, though, up in the halls, finding Shroud, able to take him out early on in the round, and now for the rest of Cloud9, they will all push themselves forward up to the half-wall position, ready to move in at a moment's notice, and NRG not wanting to challenge this at all. They have not been a team to try and go out aggressively and try to take back control of that old car spot. So Cloud9 once again are going to walk up to it for free, have that staging ground, and will have basically no interruptions to set themselves up. They change a few of the players around too. Now PTR is going to be here at Crips, but he peeks directly into a second kill for himself. Molly to stop them from pushing up onto the platform early enough. Will give Fugly a little bit more room to maneuver back over here. I think he's still going to get Molly though, so he's going to get pushed over towards second archers anyway, but gets the kill regardless, and the CT Molly restricts them from moving in for the immediate trade. He's going to stay alive right now. This is really great for NRG. Cloud9 have to bring some heroics to get this one back into their control. They get the site at the very least, and they'll go for the plant with adequate time left. Still, now they actually have to hold this, and already nothing. They tagged through the wall, I think, from inside of the church there. Now that at 23 HP. And Skadoodle hunting for kills from CT. He does have himself basically an open shooting range, but the drop down misses the shot there. Now stuck behind, going to reposition over towards Emo a little bit more. Nothing is going to focus up on Grill, but into the open, doesn't even hit much damage. Now Skadoodle's alone, but he's already hit 2 kills. Just 2 more to go. Gets the quick scope 1-1, but he cannot finish off the last one. Daps just barely saves that round for NRG, and they'll go up to map point.
Scott, almost a hero, man. But at the end of the day, just 4 players rushing you like that can only do so much. So you can only settle for 3. But PTR, I mean, I think they need to do more of that. Like, he needs to make it 4v5 again. Because if they just played these rounds straight up, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to win them. But that was a really nice job by him because he went and he got that pick. He relocated all the way to B to make it 5v3. Some good stuff from him. Now we're going to see NRG's doing a B push. Stewie this time not even fighting it, just giving it up, playing back towards the stairs. It's going to give a lot of room for NRG. Might see PTR hold it by himself. And Stewie all the way down to 7 HP.
He got tagged, I think. I'm not sure it was from the Auburn or their gun, but down at 7 after that.
Yeah, he's got to get Fugly out of there. Fugly's got to rotate.
So, still keeping Pete up on top for right now, and Fugly continuing to push back in, but it leads him into the kill against Stewie.
Fight that was 7 health.
But now the others are going to push back in. Nobody's checking over here towards Porch side, though. So Breeze only gets that 1 kill. Daps is able to move in on the other side, though, and pick up 2 more. So it's on Shroud, who in the midst of all this got himself into pit. But the bomb still left way down on mid, so he has to give up all this control. And he misses an opportunity to kill Daps with his molly, though he can force him into the open. But he's not focusing on that kill just yet. Daps swings out. It doesn't matter. He gets the kill anyway. So there you have it. It's going to be NRG that take control of Inferno, putting themselves up 1-0, putting them 1 step closer to a playoff position, and possibly upsetting to knock C9 out of the running.
Wow. Wow.
You saw it here first.
I did not expect that. I think NRG's Inferno has been very lackluster. But having said that, C9 has looked terrible on the map the past 2 days. Like, absolutely terrible.
Been quite a bit of a mess.
I don't know what's going on.
We don't see nearly like the amount of pressure they can put over towards Banana and whatnot. So now we are going to bring the analysts into the conversation to get their thoughts on just how that map played out, along with some of our other matches too.
What?
Yeah, no,
what just happened?
This is Bizarro world right now. Yeah, no, Cloud9 definitely having the same kind of struggles. We didn't expect this to happen 2 days in a row, but you know, here we are.
But here we are, and I mean, honestly, to go from defending champs to now
Potentially not making it.
potentially not making it, giving the criteria of everything going on around the entire league. Yeah, definitely not somewhere you could have seen Cloud9 being.
Yeah, definitely not. That said, they do still have a shot at this. Going into trade now as a second map after a little bit of a breather. It is. I would say I'd still favor Cloud9 going into trade. So even though they have been playing poorly, I mean, if you're not able to show up at this point, knowing what's what's at stake, if you can't win that game versus NRG on trade, you probably don't deserve to go to Dallas. It's that simple.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Well, it is also this simple. We're going to take a look at some of the matchups going on around the league. We got a nice little highlight reel loaded up for you guys. Looking over here, Immortals making work on top of Misfits.
Yeah, and Bolts especially. Bolts having an absolute monster of a game. It ended up with 28 frags versus Misfits, followed by his teammate Steel on 24. Those two just having a field day really versus Misfits. Never really allowing them to get into this into the game on the CT side, just constantly bullying them, having the control of the money. Misfits actually not picking up a single round on their CT side.
Now, Immortals already going through. They already have their tickets pretty much booked to get into Dallas.
And with that win, it means that Misfits are out of contention for their ticket to Dallas as well.
It's tough out here.
It is.
Misfits and Cloud9.
Speaking of having it tough, Optic starting off
so
pretty
this
terribly.
this one by itself is just bizarre. 16-8, the final score line there between those teams, Complexity and Optic. And, the Complexity we saw last night, maybe Slimmy's doing work over there.
Yeah, it's like done a full all-nighter.
They pulled an all-nighter,
anti-strat,
anti-stratting
everything.
these guys. And
just for the sake of messing with Optic. Because Complexity have, obviously, well, they have pride to gain, I guess, but they can't necessarily get out of relegation more than what they are. They're already secure for another season of Pro League. So right now, they're just messing with the hopes and dreams of Optic.
Yeah, definitely putting those guys in a really bad position, and even more so than that. I mean, look, we've got Cloud9 in the similar place. What can these guys do at this point?
Well, win your next map. It's really
That's a start.
It's really that easy. Obviously, it gets a little bit more dicey for Optic, obviously, because they have to rely on other results for them to having a shot at going through to Dallas. Cloud9 more so, with things in their own hand. And speaking of that other match, Liquid Luminosity, right now, the first map closed out. Liquid won that first map as well, which is helpful for Optic, obviously.
Yeah, Liquid coming in as strong 16-11 over Luminosity. But you know, the next map we're going into is going to be Train between Cloud9 and NRG.
Yeah, and kind of mentioned it briefly. I would still, even though we've seen Cloud9 play pretty terribly the last 3 games they've played here in Pro League, I still favor them going into Train, mainly because even as bad as Cloud9 has been on this map the past couple of days, NRG don't really play it that much, or when they play it, they're not necessarily that good at it. Inferno's kind of been their go-to towards the later stages of Pro League, and that's where they found a lot of success. Train is not one of those maps, so this is, again, a golden opportunity for Cloud9 to right their own wrongs in that sense.
Right their own wrongs and try to make something happen here, because that is what they desperately need to do. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going into Cloud9 and NRG on Train.